Hi, and welcome to this episode of Our Guest Is, presented by My East Coast Experience Media in partnership with RBC. Our Guest Is will introduce us to a resilient group of people commonly referred to as immigrants, but probably better described as entrepreneurs, community builders, and survivors. And in each episode of Our Guest Is, we'll hear from their words, their journey to Atlantic Canada. Today, we're joined by Georges Hanna, who was a recipient of the 2022 Most Inspiring Immigrants in Atlantic Canada, which is an initiative by My East Coast Experience Media, presented by RBC. Hi, George. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
So, George, you are from Lebanon originally, and when did you move to Canada?
Actually, I came in 2007, and it's been around like 15 years.
Yeah.
And actually, this month marks my 15 years in Nova Scotia. So I moved to Nova Scotia. I said, that's it, and I'm going to make it in here.
Were you planning on going somewhere else, or you're like, I'm just going to stay here and see?
Lots of people, they move sometimes. I said, no, that's not for me. Nova Scotia, and that's it, and I'm going to make it no matter what. So,
was there something that immediately attracted you to Nova Scotia?
I loved being by the ocean, and I had also some friends who moved before me and my sister family at the beginning to have like some support, family support, community support. Because you come with lots of enthusiasm and you come like with lots of excitement, but you still need like a little bit support at the beginning and to mark your journey and kick it off.
This is nice to have that support.
True.
So as a mentor, what do you do to help people kind of shine and promote their businesses?
Actually, when I first came, I started my journey. I said, like, I'm going to see like how I can go and find an opportunity and see how I can progress from there. So I learned a lot in this process, and this is what right now I'm sharing with other, especially new immigrants and freshly newcomers to the province. Especially in the first couple of years, like you need to know where to find an opportunity, how to connect with the people, like what should I do in that market. So lots of things now. With my previous experience, I'm able to to share that kind of knowledge and experience with the newcomers, with all the challenges they may face in the first couple of years.
So with Smart Income, sort of guide us through what exactly, first step and how you push them into this entrepreneurial adventure.
Yeah, like sometimes I say, like at the beginning, I had a vision and I am visionary, so it's easy to say those, but no, like it starts with yes, I want to create something for myself. Mm-hmm. So I want to create not only for myself, for the community I belong to. So started in there with one idea and with an application online. So I try to make it work, but you start to pivot from that idea to another, and you say, all right, maybe I need to change. So I started to learn how to be resilient, how to pivot from one idea to another. But today, what I do coaching and training for business owners on anything digital, especially how they can expand their market outside the local Nova Scotia or local Halifax or wherever they are located at, and trying to help them how they can expand the market outside that and reach new audience, reach new opportunities overseas. So they can remove the competition, they can remove the limitation of sometimes in some markets, the limitation of small audience they may have in there. So that's what I'm helping the business owners and entrepreneurs mostly with.
So how did you get started with Smart Income? I mean, like, did you go to school to learn business?
I came, when I came from Lebanon, I had an MBA and said maybe I will find a good job, or based on that, I will start my own company. But it turned that the experience with the practice is totally different from what you can learn at university or at the college. So basically, this is how it started. I started just like learning by doing. I had an idea, so I started to go and connect it to people. And that is like one of the things that literally helped me a lot. It's connecting to people, and every single one tried to either refer me to someone else or help me with some idea or feedback here and there. And this is how it started like to come together to the way like I understand it right now. I practice it the way I practice it right now.
It's never a dull moment, and every day is different. So, So, do you not like being someone's like you don't like when someone's a boss? Do you want to be the boss?
Actually,
people have that personality, right? I don't want to, work for someone else.
I want to be a leader.
Yeah.
So that is
and you are.
Yeah. So what I learned, like it depends wherever like you are at any position. Even if you are an admin in a company, you can be a leader in what you do. Just do it with like full integrity. Try to help other people, add value to other people, and literally people start to look at you like you are different. You are communicating a different value than any other someone in that position who would just like do the same. So I learned to do that. So I love to be my own boss in this meaning, in this term. But yeah, so I take it like from that perspective.
That's really good advice too, because you always hear the term dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right? So you're gonna, come in with a full three-piece suit to see maybe one day you'll be the CEO. But I think your advice is maybe a little more respectful and tangible and actual reachable. Yeah.
People notice like what I saw, that when you do all of that and you do like your job excellently with literally with love and passion, and you add all that value, people start to notice. And they say like, we want you to do something else. We want you to be promoted. We want you to do that. Instead of maybe sometimes, I did those mistakes back in the days, like I need the promotion when I will be in the manager office, like in there. So it doesn't work like that. You have to work on yourself.
Yeah, and I don't think managers really appreciate that sort of like pushy. I mean, that's probably how they got there, but you don't want to be like it. So tell me a little bit about growing up in Lebanon. I mean, who was little George?
I have 7 sisters. So
are you the only
the only
son?
one, and toward the end, like
okay, you're not the youngest.
Yeah.
Did you have one bathroom? How many bathrooms did you have? Because that's the important question.
At that time we had one, but we had to pivot another one.
Yeah, there you go. So you were born an entrepreneur because you were the only male, son in your family. Yeah.
And learned it from my mom actually. My dad passed away when I was 10, but my mom, she had to do like all the work, and she opened a business. She opened a shoe store in our town. So I used to go with her like in that shoe store when I was like 12, and I started to learn how to sell. So my mom, she got busy. I was maybe around 14, and my mom, I told her like, I'm going to help you in this store. So she literally put on a piece of paper like all the pieces and what is the price. So when someone comes, I say, all right, wait. Let's check like what's the price for that item. So this is how it all started in there, and I learned a lot from my family. And another piece that helped me a lot is I volunteered in the Scout and the Red Cross. That also opened my eye, like the importance of what I can do to my community instead of I have a product, I want to sell it to that community. So that created lots of understanding how I can literally help to be helped at the same time.
So with the Red Cross experience that you have, was that in Lebanon?
It was in Lebanon.
So what kind, I'm sure you've seen some things. Is there something that you can tell us about that experience?
Like in Canada, we are fortunate enough that the emergency service is a body and paid job. In Lebanon, because we don't have that, we volunteer to do that. So the Red Cross created the paramedics. So I was part of the paramedics in there, and it was a volunteering job, but also like it's very rewarding, because when you go and save someone's life, it's the best feeling that you may have like in the world. So I spent about 7 years in the paramedics section under the Red Cross umbrella. So yeah, I learned a lot, like how easy sometimes things could change in someone's life, and could impact the life maybe with the bad and with the good, and so it was like a very rewarding experience in there.
Yeah, and sort of set you up for what you're doing right now. I mean, not only the pivot, but just also how things can change instantly. And I guess you could say you're kind of saving people's lives now. I don't know. They're coming here. They want to start a business. They need those resources, and there you are.
Literally move a lot of stress outside their journey or their plate. So yeah, I'm happy to.
What was the most difficult thing? You had great support when you first moved to Nova Scotia, but what would you say was the most difficult thing for you?
The most difficult thing, it was more me, like how to deal with with myself. Like you get lots of ideas. Sometimes you get stuck with that. No, I'm going to do this with like in that way. And for that, I started to get opportunities. But through those opportunities, I opened a restaurant, and that was like my worst year ever, I say, at that time. But now I'm very thankful that it happened, because when I look at it, literally changed my life 180 degrees. So I learned a lot from there. I did lots of mistakes. I opened a restaurant, and I wasn't like in the food business. I didn't like it in the first place. And I didn't understand like what it means. Literally, you have to love what you do, until like I opened that restaurant. So 9 months, they were like super difficult in all circumstances, but I learned a lot from them. And that year exactly changed me to become literally like the George I am at today, and like what I do with Smart Income, and also with other immigrants and business owners that I help through that process.
And you can use your experience opening a restaurant as a like what not to do.
Yes.
Or
so
what
open
to
a
do.
restaurant, come to me.
Yeah.
So I know how it works.
Oh my God. What did you not like about it? Was it just the business in general, or was it like, oh, I have to hire
yes.
people and,
What I found out that I like maybe to eat, not to cook.
There you
so
go.
this is the first thing actually. So
I know, I always watch those cooking shows. I'm like, I could do this. And I go,
Oh, yes.
I don't think so. I think I'm good with just,
Do it.
enjoying someone else's work.
yeah, but like how it happened, like I have lots of friends, most of them, they are in the food industry, in the restaurant business, and they're doing great. But I didn't pay attention that they love what they're doing. Instead, I said, all right, I will open the restaurant because I want to be my own boss. So they're making good money, so I can make at least like something similar to
Sure.
them. But the first day, I said like...
The first day?
Yeah, I said, I'm going to make it.
Okay.
Next month, something. I said, I did something totally wrong.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
But like the community was very supporting, and everybody was supporting. Like they come to the restaurant and say like the food is amazing and everything is amazing. I said, yeah, but...
Was it amazing? Did you like it?
Yes.
Sound a little hesitant, but maybe...
But yeah, at the end, like you have to make your choice and say, no, this is not for me, and I'm not going to spend my whole life in something that literally I'm not this much excited about when I wake up in the morning. I didn't understand all those until like literally I opened that restaurant. So.
Yeah. And you mentioned community embracing, the restaurant.
The community was like so supportive.
Did you find that was a really rewarding experience when you first moved here? Again, you had great support for your family, but how was the community to you? How was the general population of Nova Scotia?
They were like so supportive, and for me, they were like so welcoming. I used to go, for instance, to networking event because I got the advice like it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So I said I'm going all in on this. I'm going to create my network. I'm going to make connections. I want everyone to know me. I used to go there, and I used to be like very scared, like how I'm going to talk, like what should I say. And people start to notice, like, this guy is in the corner, let's go talk to him. And,
they approach you in the corner? They're not like, oh,
yeah,
let's stay away from that guy.
right. How I'm going to make it, make it happen. So in all sense, even like the way I got my first job, it was also, I started to reach to those connections and say, I want this job, I want some reference, can you help me? And when I got my job at Immigrant Service Association of Nova Scotia, I said maybe lots of people they're going there with lots of experience and lots of knowledge, the same I do, but maybe the reference, the connection would be different. So I reached out to those references, and I went with 11 of them. Wow. So this is how much I got the support, not only from Lebanese community or my family, I got it from the main Canadian, because they like at that time I felt they believed that the way they support newcomers or immigrants, it not only helped that person, but it helped the community in large. So in that sense, yeah, I got lots of support, and I still very thankful to them. I'm still like in kind of like close friendship
Yeah.
with those people.
Well, 15 years is a very long
15,
time, and you kind of hit the ground running, it sounds
Oh, yes.
like. Yeah.
The first day you said, I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
So there's no
That's
doubt.
a really good attitude. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Do you have any tips for people who maybe aren't the greatest networkers at a networking event?
Like the networking event, just like go there, and I think like people try to like they want to communicate anyways. So what I used to do just to avoid like this embarrassment going inside a room full of people, I used to go like a little bit early. Show up early, and you start like opening
Kind of
those
one
kind of
person at a time.
yes,
Yeah.
and but making connections and making those kind of network, it's super important. At the beginning, they may don't seem a lot, and you don't maybe feel the impact of that, but literally they're going to help you at some point, like in all levels. So with business, with the jobs, with maybe buying even your house, there's a problem that happens in your life, and you reach out to some of those, and they can help you. So making those connections is super important. Just go show up, and things will work.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or tell us about before we wrap up?
Just like for newcomers, because I still remember my first 2 years, don't just like sit. Go on any opportunity, and always you can move from one opportunity to another. And like life, this is how it evolves, and you evolve, and you get what you want at some point.
Excellent. Well, thank you, George.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us for this episode of Our Guest Is. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another very special guest. If you don't want to miss an episode of the podcast, be sure to follow us. You can find us on myeastcoastexperience.com, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and YouTube. And don't forget, you can follow My East Coast Experience on socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much again, and we hope you can join us for the next episode.